report regarding the change in the capital gains tax has been, regarded as baseless from the finance ministry sources. Now, this is what our reporters are picking up from the finance ministry, that they are saying that there is no discussion on capital gains tax in the finance ministry at this point of time. The news which has been, reported by some of the media agencies is baseless at this point of time. There is no confirmation on any such news from the finance ministry. So even the discussion doesn't seem to be on. And this is very much in conjunction with what the finance minister had told us earlier, because she pointed out that the entire ministry and the government right now is looking at bringing in more continuity when it comes to the tax law. They want to get away from all the policy ambiguity which is there, and are making sure that the FIIs as well as the Indian investors have that clarity with respect to what kind of compliances are needed, what kind of tax structures, etc. has been put in place, because historically that was a worry point with a lot of foreign investors as to what's happening. In fact, I think Nikunj is joining us because he's had this conversation with the finance minister as well. Nikunj, your take? The reports are suggesting this is completely baseless.
Well, with all due respect to a media organization which is claiming that there could be a tinkering in the tax structure, I think this is more like a bolt out of the blue, and it is not completely substantiated. What we understand from our finance ministry sources is that as of now, there is no proposal to change any kind of taxes. One. B, we must also appreciate and recognize that next year there is going to be vote on account. And since there is going to be vote on account, any big incremental changes to the direct tax structure is unlikely to happen. C, if one really takes the clock back, and if I may just politely remind our viewers about what the finance minister essentially had to indicate to us when we specifically asked the finance minister and the honorable finance minister on why was there no changes which were done on the capital gains tax. She said, look, the capital gain taxes were changed in 2018 and it is far too early to make any kind of changes. Now, why there is so much of speculation? The reason why there is so much of speculation is because in the finance bill, the total indexation for debt mutual fund was changed. And while the government, in a sense, has indicated that, look, the direct tax reforms is something which they are working on, and the fact that a lot of asset classes now are coming under the same tax bracket, why should equity get some kind of a preferential treatment? So as of now, what we understand from a last communication from the finance minister and from the finance ministry, that there is no proposal whatsoever. The minute this news came out, there was a bit of a speculation in the market, and the markets came down. But looking at the context here, B, looking at the backdrop here, and what our sources are telling us, that we can confirm that there is no immediate plan to change the capital gain tax structure. The fact that direct tax reforms would be at play, this has been the stated objective of the government. They've been working towards that. But as of now, I go back to that same point. Our sources are telling us that there is no plan whatsoever to change the structure on capital gains immediately. Anisha?
It may not even, Nikunj, happen outside the purview of budget, right? If at all there has to be any change, it will happen in the budget, I'm guessing.
Yes, Aisha. We've historically seen that the big tax changes now happen in the budget, especially when it comes to direct taxes. GST and indirect taxes is something which do not need the budget forum, but direct taxes, whether it is personal income tax, with the exception of one big corporate tax cut, Aisha, which happened in 2019 because that was need of the hour, direct tax changes are normally not changed midway. B, there is no immediate need to bring back capital gains taxes because in last 12 to 18 months, it's not that equity markets have just gone one way. And C, I just take the conversation back. In the month of Feb, when we seeked our opinion from the finance minister, he said that 2018, the tax structure for long term was changed. It's too early because there has been a patch of COVID and there has been a patch of unusual drop and unusual recovery. It's too early for the government now to take any kind of a view based on just 3.5 years of data. I know the speculation there, especially after the finance bill was tabled, but I think we cannot link the change in capital gains taxes versus what has come in the finance bill for debt mutual funds. We should not confuse and link them.
Okay, Nikunj, so thank you so much for bringing in that clarity as well, and your take as to what we should make of these reports doing the round. But let's listen into the reply coming in from the finance minister when Nikunj posed the question as to what government's thought process was regarding the entire capital gains structure as well.